Hey there! So today we have another review. This is a beer from Southern Tier. This is Pumking. So, unfortunately, unable to find good gourd so far this year. Hoping to actually find it. Uh, good gourd is Cigar City's version of pumpkin ale. Is like one of my favorites, and unfortunately was not available last year. It is in my market this year, so hopefully I can find it. So we'll see. But anyway, this is like arguably one of the most famous ones. It's like I'd argue like maybe like Shipyard, maybe Elysian. Elysian is AB owned, so like it's everywhere. And then Pumpkin. I mean, send this your pumpkin. People love this guy. 8.6%. This is Best Buy 720 24. Wait, what? What? They're putting a 2-year Best Buy on this on a spice beer. Very ambitious. Very ambitious. Okay, so but that does mean that this was bottled about 3 months ago, right? Yeah, yeah, 3 months ago. Crazy, crazy. The bottom of this beer in middle of July, and I'm all the way in like October now. So weird. Beer is crystal clear. Comes in a deep gold color. Yeah, not really quite amber. It's like really nice deep gold. Looks like honestly looks like a really really pretty double IPA. Right, looks slightly darker on the nose. You get a lot of that kind of nice kind of like vegetable or pumpkin note. It's like fruity, right? Like well, sorry, pumpkin's a fruit, but it has veggie like gourd notes to it. So yes, it is very pumpkiny. Not necessarily in a bad way, like that gives off the acetaldehyde gives off for me, but yeah. And then light spicing. It's not very obvious. Sorry, my dog is being a little bit antsy. Okay, anyway, he's fine. Sorry. So the spicing is not very heavy. Doesn't really smell like pie. They call it pumpkin pie in a glass. No. It's honestly smells like a bunch of mashed up pumpkin in a glass. So cheers. We'll see. And I have this like really warm. So it shows. This guy's 8.6%, quite boozy. Um, it's not actually that spice driven. The base beer, like with that color, is actually a little bit naked in my opinion. It doesn't really have like arguably the best base beer for this kind of style is something like a really nice kind of tasty brown ale because like all that kind of like toasty bready notes, that kind of like pie crust flavor, Maillard reaction, like all those like flavors that work for pie crust and baked goods works into a brown ale. Here you get like a, it's not even like an amber ale. It's like a deep golden ale, like a deep, it's like the golden ale with like pumpkin flavor on top of it, with not much malt character, and the pumpkin actually comes off like, again, the more you learn about beer, the more you hate beer. It's hard to say, but because now that pumpkin comes off like acetaldehyde, which is really not a tasty off flavor. So it's like this kind of like eating raw. Like it's not it's like tasty, sweet, and cooked. It's like raw sweet potato, raw pumpkin, and then the spicing is so like ideally at this temperature, like the spicing should be like poppy and showy. Like I literally have this like this that's cast temperature. This guy is easily 45 degrees. I brought it home tonight. Like I barely have it chilled. It immediately put it in my beer fridge, which doesn't even get that cold. Um, yeah. So the spice flavor has like a little bit of this kind of like anise flavor, maybe a little bit clove, light kind of gingery notes, a little bit of savory nutmeg, not too forward on the cinnamon. It's like very tame spice flavor and a lot of like it honestly, the more you taste it, actually tastes more and more like acetaldehyde, which is like weird because like it gets solventy, which like pumpkin shouldn't get solventy, but it almost gets a little bit salty. Weird. There's a really nice kind of like sweet kind of honey note in here, which is quite nice. That like again a deep golden ale has that like little bit of honey character. I imagine there's some amount of honey malt possibly in here to offer a little bit of complexity, but it lacks malt complexity. So yeah, this is definitely drinkable. 8.6% actually like I initially got the booze, but it actually doesn't really hit you. It doesn't burn too hard on the way down. Expresses a little bit of the palate, but it's actually very drinkable for an 8.6% beer. But it doesn't really like do much. Like you can have so much more going on for this ABV. High drinkability, sure, we can do that with all over the place, but like it also has that kind of like weird, fruity, gourd. Again, raw sweet potato, raw kind of pumpkiny kind of flavor. It's like, yeah, it like when it's cooked and caramelized, it was sweet. Like that's when it's tasty. Like it does, it just tastes raw to me. And the malt doesn't help it out. The low spicy doesn't help it out. The base beer doesn't really help it out. That's pumpkin for you. That's pumpkin. One of the more popular pumpkin beers out there, but eh, rating, it's fine. I mean, but I don't really like care for it too much. 81. 81. That's pumpkin, Southern Tier. I know people love this beer. Um, but I don't know, man. You guys let me know. Let me know if this guy holds up for you guys. And tell me if you have a 2 year old bottle of pumpkin that they recommend the Best Buy being, you let me know how it tastes. I don't see this beer developing at all. It lacks malt complexity that can really grow into interest, right? Like something that is darker. Doesn't even have to be a stout. You know, you can age your barley wine, brown ale, like even like deeper brown ale, right? Like there's malt ages well. Spices don't age well. A deep golden ale should ideally not age well. So I don't know. I don't know. Until next time, cheers. Let me think. 81 for me. Later.